hockey fans. 1-0 Los Angeles over Anaheim after 20 minutes of play. Shots on goal in that first period for the Anaheim Ducks, 15, and for the Los Angeles Kings, 3. One goal was scored on the power play by Los Angeles. Alex Roach from Scott Saverin and Jordan Wheel. LA 1-for-1 on the power play. Anaheim 0-for-2. As we see the Los Angeles Kings file back onto the bench, joined once again by Daryl Evans of the Los Angeles Kings. And now play will be coming back once again in just a moment. And just some of your impressions back in that first period.
Well, I think when you look at the first period, John, I thought Anaheim come out there very aggressive. And I think the shot clock really reflected upon that. 15-3 in the opening period. I thought Bartosak was probably the most effective player for the Kings early on. He was called upon to make some big saves. And I like the way he controlled the puck. Very seldom did the puck get away from him, and I think that really settled things down. The Kings' penalty kill was huge early on, killing off 2 penalties or 2 power plays by Anaheim. And then Kings, when they finally did get a chance with the man advantage, they took advantage of it. After 20 minutes, lead 1-0.
Opportunistic bunch, and Los Angeles leads 1-0. LA will be moving from our right to our left here at the Toyota Sports Center, as it's going to be Kozin Andrioff left to right, and over on that far side, Zarnik now over on the right wing. Kings win the draw. Forward along the boards, left wing. And we'll get it back deep into the Anaheim end. Gibson over to the far side. Pressure there by Andrioff as he's able to chip the puck deep. Gibson, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as he backhands it around the boards. LA with the pressure. Will maintain it back in the Anaheim end. Now over to the far side. Ducks break it up the middle. Good hit there by Andrioff as he throws a shoulder there to disrupt the pass. And LA not allowing the Ducks to get much farther past that red line. Back once again to that red line. Backhanded deep into the offensive end. Here's Wheel giving chase, handled by Gibson as he throws it far side. Saverin with a hit. We saw him create that nice screen for a goal. The only goal is Los Angeles leads it 1-0. Ducks dump it back into the LA end. That's an icing call, and we'll have a face-off back in the Anaheim end. 1-0 LA.
Yeah, I think Saverin with the big hit there. Have Becker now for Anaheim skating by. They're exchanging a couple of words. Saverin was involved in a fight the other night in Anaheim and bringing that physical presence again. I think that's one of the things that Mark Morris was going to instruct his team here. Get in a little bit quicker on the forecheck. What you're trying to do is stop the puck. Anaheim, I thought, in the first period, and a credit to their defense, did a great job getting the puck out with one pass.
Colin Miller with a blast. That didn't get through. Watching a lot of Miller throughout development camp and in the rookie camp here. We have a penalty coming up against LA. More about Miller in just a moment. There's an equipment issue there. Horvat. Talking about Miller, though, strong skater, good first pass, can generate offense.
Yeah, and Horvat for the Ducks, he's going to be the player taking a penalty here. He's going to get called a couple of minutes for holding the stick of Keatson. Keatson was trying to make his way through the neutral zone, and Horvat latched onto his stick and pulled him to the ice. So the Kings, who are 1-for-1 on the power play, will start here in the second period, just 1 minute in, with their second power play of the game, trying to expand their lead to 2-0.
So it looks like we're going to see Nick Shore take the draw. Shore signing with Los Angeles and joining the team. Got some skates in LA late in the season last year. Face off to Gibson's left. He's going to be countered by Devontae Smith-Pelly. Haven't seen a lot of Smith-Pelly at center for the Anaheim Ducks here. He's an advanced player. Instead now, taking the face off will be Cam McLeese. And it's going to be won by Anaheim. Sent around the boards, kept in. Right point. Nice job picking that off the board. Slap shot. Didn't quite get through. I really like that, though, by Zachary Leslie, who drew some praise. Quickly got that off the boards and into a shooting lane. Zikov far side. Weathers a hit. Gets it deep. I'll talk more about Zachary Leslie in just a moment. The Kings on the power play here. Left side. It's going to be sent once again. Left hash marks. Puck deep. Zikov with a shot. That's wide. And the puck off the boards back into the neutral zone. Leslie at his own blue line. Pressured up the middle. Pass didn't connect. Ducks intercept. Dump it deep.
Yeah, I think when you talk about Zachary Leslie, he did a great job in Anaheim the other night, and he made a quick move coming off the boards to be able to get to the middle ice to buy himself that time. I think he was probably reflecting upon the great move that he made to get there. That's where he's got to get the puck off his stick just as quickly, preventing that first guy to get in that shooting lane, not allowing that puck to get to the net.
Talking with Rob Blake this morning, the Los Angeles Kings assistant general manager, and he liked Zach Leslie's game back in that Saturday evening game against Anaheim, said he had a mean stick. Very good concentration, good focus there as the Ducks sent it all the way back towards Bartosak.
Yeah, I was sitting with Rob in the game in Anaheim the other day, and a couple of times when Leslie was on the ice, just the active stick that he had, and not that he was, risky taking any penalties. He just made sure he made contact with the opposing players, and when he got the puck anywhere around his own zone, made sure plays, got it to the forwards, got it out of harm's way, provided the physical element. Here's a player that's only 19 years of age and coming out of the Ontario Hockey League. He's got a great future ahead of him. You just want to see him now walk through those stages and continue to develop, but a great foundation to start with.
Zach Leslie, 6th round draft pick this previous year, last year with Guelph, 40 points as an 18-year-old a season ago. One of 5 players drafted from the Guelph Storm this past year. Guelph Storm, obviously, also the alumni of Drew Doughty and Dustin Brown. Kings win the draw. That's going to be Roach at the left point. Left hash marks. He's work it deep. Left corner, Andrioff trying to go right back to those left hash marks. That's going to be Shore. Left side once again. It's going to be a big blast. Once again, a shot by Roach. He gets it through. Another good save. That was by Gibson. And Roach firing away from that left point.
That was the same combination that was on the ice that supplied that goal in the first period. That one coming on the power play. And you look right here, it was Sabrin in front of the goaltender again. He tried to take away the eyes of the goaltender. Gibson's a big presence out there. He's 6'3", 226 pounds. And he was able to look around the shoulders of Sabrin to find that shot by Roach.
A wrist shot by Roach, deflected just wide loose, ends up far corner. Top of the right circle. He's able to maintain control. Back behind the net, swatted at. As this power play comes to an end. The Ducks now back at even strength. Still 1-0 LA. Roach, far side, one-timer shot. Save made, centering feet, score! Even strength goal, the Kings lead 2-0. Great puck movement there.
And you're going to sit there and you're probably going to say this is a lucky goal. But looking at the player that put the puck at the net from behind the goal line, it's Jordan Wheel. He's a guy with all kinds of offensive instincts out there. And what he did was he prevented the goaltender from being able to get set up against that short side post. He banks it off the backside of the goaltender. It ends up in the net. Second power play goal for the Kings. I believe that one is on the power play. But they lead this game 2-0. Jordan Wheel picking up his second point of the game.
Good things happen when you throw the puck at the net. And for Alex Roach, a good job as well to identify Wheel over by that far post. He's going to draw an assist there. Well, Ducks into the LA end. Shot there. Good save by Bartosak. As that was Ricard Raquel, who's been one of the more impressive Ducks forwards in this series. Centering feed didn't quite connect. That was by Nazin. Well, the players acquired, and the Ducks traded Bobby Ryan over the summer. Nazin, along with Jacob Silverberg, who's going to impress the fans down in Orange County this coming season. Jordan Wheel, no assists given there, but banked it off the back of the goaltender and John Gibson. LA leads 2-0. Puck now back at the Anaheim blue line as Brandon Kozin took a hit, ended up back on the LA bench and trying to shake it off. Now here comes Anaheim back into the LA zone. Here's Ricard Raquel. Raquel trying to get it deep, broken up by Zarnik. The puck hops around, now over in the near side. McIver trying to free it for Andrioff, who gets it into the neutral zone. Nazin now up the middle. Raquel flips it deep, LA zone. Right wing side. Backhanded behind the LA net. That was by Johnston. Far corner, Forbert. Forbert battling as it's handled at the blue line and then back into the neutral zone as it hopped up over the stick of Kenton Helgeson. Back in the neutral zone once again. Bouncing puck contested near boards. Battle. He's engaged as it comes loose to LA. Now left wing side. Shot up high. And that's going to be deflected up and out of play. We'll have another face-off here. 2-0 Kings, 15:24 remaining in this second period. It looked like Brandon Kozin getting a little bit of work done as he had to head back up off the ice.
Yeah, and just that shot taken by Kubalik going down that left side. Maybe a little hesitant. You want to see him get that shot off in stride. You don't want to allow the defender to be able to establish position, extend his stick into that shooting lane. That was done right there by Anaheim, preventing the bid by Kubalik from getting through to the net.
Leslie over to the far side. Snap deep, ends up behind the net. Loose puck near corner. A battle on the near side. Kings leading 2-0. Goals by Alex Roach and Jordan Wheel. Wheel's been especially impressive over these two rookie camp games. Puck sent back into the LA end. Here's Colin Miller, captain the Sioux Greyhounds last season. As he sends it far side. Now back up the middle. Gets past Keatson and all the way back into the Ducks end. Race for the puck. Handled now by Anaheim. Brought behind his own net by Hampus Lindholm. Lindholm over the boards, far side. Good future ahead for Hampus Lindholm, 6th overall pick back in 2012. And as an 18-year-old, got in 48 games last season in Norfolk. Here's Miller, nice little speed and able to create some space. Offensive end, right wing side, coast to coast, shot, save made. Turned on the Jets there a little bit, did Colin Miller.
He sure did. He got the puck to the outside. Nice exhibition of puck protection. And then when the shooting lane opened up, he let it go.
A penalty coming up here, 14:20 remaining in that second period. More on that in just a second. You look at Colin Miller. He exploded last year in his offensive production. All-around player last season for the Sioux Greyhounds, and somebody that is able to carry the puck well, possesses it, generates some offense, good power play. The question is, well, he did it at junior hockey. Will he be able to play that same style of game in professional hockey as he looks to become a player in the National Hockey League? Valentin Zykov going to the box.
I think when, again, you're going back and you look at Miller there, and that's exactly what you want to see out of these young players, and that's what the scouts are going to look at for the Kings. Management is going to look at to see if he's capable of taking that next step. And it's not necessarily going to happen in October or November, but come the end of the season, he's going to have some peaks and valleys. You want to see him make that gradual progression, and if he does, it does happen to come earlier for him, then that's a bonus for not only himself, but for the Kings organization as a whole.
Ducks on the power play. They're 0 for 2 thus far. Battle near side. Good job by Ebert to free it loose behind the net. Sent out in front. And a nice job backhanding that one by Robbie Zarnik all the way back into the Anaheim end.
Now it's good penalty killing there by Zarnik. The defensemen were beyond the goal line. He was the player in front of the goaltender. And when the puck went off one of the defenders' sticks right to the top of the crease, he was there and able to get it out and put it down to the other end very easily.
Back in the neutral zone, Robbie Zarnik played a season and a half at the University of Michigan, and then joined the Plymouth Whalers program, the same OHL team that Justin Williams played for and Ricard Raquel of the Ducks played for. And he still took classes at U of M while he was at Plymouth. That's not easy to do. Here's Raquel into the LA end, to the right point. Lindholm, top of the near circle, save made, rebound, trying to swat that out of midair was Whitney. Now thrown at the net by Edom. And another save made by Bartosak, who has been perfect so far. 2-0 LA, 55 seconds remaining of the penalty to Zykov here in this second period.
And even after making initial save, Bartosak, even though he hasn't been able to handle every puck clean, I like the way he's been able to focus. And watching Bill Ranford, Kip Dillabaugh, the goaltending coaches for the Kings, they always tell the goaltenders, keep your eyes on the puck regardless of where it goes. And you can see that focus so far here in Bartosak's game. His focus, finding the puck to see where it is, has been very good. That way he's been able to recover, and he's getting the aid of his teammates to be able to clear that puck out of harm's way.
Battle for the puck down low. Here's Smith Pelly, goes over to the far side. Shot, save made there by Bartosak, is coming in from that left point for the Ducks with Stefan Nazin. Laguerre, steering pass, deflected up and over the net, over the shot by Freeberg. Laguerre back to the far point, near side, touch pass, shot just wide of the net, loose out in front. Freeberg a shot, another save by Bartosak. It remains 2-0 LA, 28 seconds remaining on the Zykov penalty.
Well, an active kick played on the boards behind the Kings net there. That puck come back out to Freeberg. He tried to get it right back at the goaltender Bartosak as quick as he could. Bartosak recovered quickly. I think we're going to see a lot more pucks this year. They've changed the nets. They don't bubble out as much as they used to. So those pucks that went off the backboards, you're going to see them filter into that high scoring area, high percentage scoring area, that being in that low slot area. So defenders and forwards alike, they're going to have to get back in there with active sticks right away.
Also some changes to goaltending pads. As the length of the knee to thigh part of the goaltending pads has been reduced. And it might reduce up to 2 inches in some goaltenders. Talked to Bill Ranford, Kim Dillabaugh. Bill Ranford, the Kings goaltending coach. Kim Dillabaugh, goaltending consultant. It shouldn't affect the LA goaltenders. Jonathan Quick was already regulation pads, and Ben Scrivens actually cut down his pads incrementally throughout the season last year. And here comes Leslie up to the center of the ice. Campagna on his backhand, spins around, looks for help, centering feed, shot, score! Nick Shore took a hit as he took that shot, able to get it past Gibson, and LA leads 3-0.
Now, and a great setup there by the Kings, getting the puck up the ice, and more importantly, supporting the puck as the puck was driving down the right wing. Shore got himself in a position, Campagna there with a nice little curl and drag, couldn't take it to the net, but he got it to Shore, and Shore in one motion drove it to the net. He also had a teammate driving to the net as well. That distracts the goaltender a little bit. He gets a little bit of a break as the puck trickles through the goaltender Gibson. Kings now lead it 3-0. 12:02 left here in the second.
Credit Brian O'Neill right there as well in front of the net. And Shore will get credit. Shore spent 3 years at the University of Denver. He has a couple of brothers in the game. One brother, rookie last year with the Florida Panthers. All went to University of Denver. Quentin Shore as well. The goal on the assist from Zach Leslie it was credited by, but that will eventually be changed to Campagna with that terrific job getting the puck deep, spinning, and finding Nick Shore, who weathered the hit. He was committed, getting that puck behind John Gibson. Meanwhile, Anaheim able to take over in the LA end. Chip behind the net. Here's Warner, far corner. Behind the net now, that's going to be Whitney. Whitney, elusive forward, hit off the puck, stays with it. Good battle here with Pollock. Whitney, once again on his backhand, try to throw down in front. Out of the reach, however. The forward in Ryan Horvat. On near side, centering shot, score! Deflected in past Patrick Bartasak. Now looks like that was Chris Wagner on the deflection.
Well, I think in looking at it, John, it may have gone off Ebert's stick. Just looking at the reaction between the referee, the eye contact with Ebert, it may have gone off of his stick, but either way, it catches the goaltender definitely off guard. He was poised, looking for the shot from the boards, but still maybe a little bit deep in his net. A great release coming off the boards by Anaheim, getting the puck right back at the net. A tip out front, Ducks are on the board. We're almost halfway through this one. Kings leading it now 3-1.
The two teams trade off goals here. 10:57 remaining here in this second period. As Wheel will center Kitson and Scott Sabarin. That comes back to the blue line. Forbert, a battle for the puck after LA wins the draw. Anaheim would have been offsides as they touched it. It's a battle right at the red line. Waiting for it was Wheel. Instead, it comes loose. And Whitney will get credit for the Anaheim Ducks. Sounds like an unassisted goal by Whitney.
Yeah, so that confirms it. That did go off the Kings player in front of the net. That was Nick Ebert. It went off his stick, past the goaltender Bartasak.
Speaking about Nick Ebert from Essex County, New Jersey, just outside of New York, just to the west of the city. He was actually profiled on NHL Network during the draft this past year, as the draft was back at the Prudential Center in Newark. Somebody that has been growing in his career. He was a Windsor Spitfire. Windsor, traditionally a very strong team in the OHL. They had been rebuilding this past year. Their general manager, Warren Reichel, they're expecting big things from Nick Ebert this year, especially after he got that professional experience, ended the season with ECHL Ontario in their playoff run. Anaheim comes back towards the LAN through the neutral zone. Right wing side, loose puck. Battle near side between Leslie and Smith-Pelly. Behind the net, Freeberg tangled up there with Kozin. Comes loose, and here comes LA. Zarnik trying to go up the middle. Could not connect. Anaheim will take back at their own blue line. Now here comes LA. Here's Zarnik. And it is offside. It sounded like there was a scoring update on that goal. I'll get that to you soon, as it's going to be a face-off just outside of the Anaheim blue line with LA leading 3-1. Midway through this game so far, Daryl, what are some of your impressions?
Well, I like the way the Kings have weathered the storm. I think they have to find a way in the second half of the game to play in the offensive zone. I think Anaheim have spent more time in the Kings zone than the Kings have down in the Duck zone. You can't afford to put that much pressure upon your goaltender. You know, sooner or later, things are going to happen like we saw on the Ducks goal. You're going to get a deflection, and it seems to have given the Ducks a little bit of energy. Important now for the Kings the next couple of shifts here. Get physical again, get pucks in deep, own the neutral zone, and try to get the tempo back in their favor.
We talk about getting physical. A nice little hit there made by Valentin Zykov on Joseph Cramarosa. He's the puck back in the neutral zone once again. And it's at the blue line, sent back into the LA end, right corner. Here's Cramarosa trying to drive around Ebert. Cramarosa, one hand of the stick, and he draws a penalty. It looks like it's going to be Ebert going to the box here for LA. Around the boards, over to the near side. Right hash mark. Pinching in. Now the defenseman's on, chipped away from him. LA gets a stick on it. And we have a stoppage. Going to be a holding call here. And Anaheim will go back on the power play.
Yeah, and right there, Ebert, the defender, as he's coming along with Cramarosa there. Cramarosa continues to keep his legs moving, working his way into the high slot area. For a split second there, Ebert goes into a glide mode. Anytime a referee sees a player gliding in behind another player and they're latching on, he's going to make that call almost 100% of the time. So one of those things is a player you don't like to see, because Ebert really wasn't aggressive in latching on, but again, not keeping the legs moving. That's the key thing there for the referee to pick up on. Kings pay the price right there. Penalty box goes Ebert. Anaheim goes on their 4th power play.
Move your feet. Face off now to Bartasak's left. Andrioff on the draw, won by Anaheim. There's a quick shot there. Save made, no rebound, as Bartasak saw that one all the way through despite some traffic in front. That was an impressive job by Kevin Gagne, picking the puck up and taking it towards just beyond the tops of the circles.
Yeah, Kevin Gagne with the face-off set up to the left of Bartasak. He's a left-handed shot playing the right point. When he got that puck, he drifted right to the middle of the ice. He gets himself a shooting lane, puts it in. Bartasak does a nice job going down on his knees. He absorbs that one in his midsection, and because he does his job perfectly, there's no second chance for Anaheim.
A contested puck right at the blue line, and we have a whistle here for a hand pass and a stoppage of play here. 9 minutes left here in the second period. 3-1 LA. Daryl, we're going to Las Vegas in a couple weeks. It's Frozen Fury.
You know what, Johnny, that's always a special time, and this year it's even got a little added pleasure to it. There's going to be 2 games this year, a game against the New York Rangers on Friday night, and the traditional one, it seems to be, the annual game against the Colorado Avalanche. It's always a good time there, the atmosphere that is created in that building, fans from everywhere just getting ready to kick off the season.
There's a puck back into the neutral zone. There's also going to be a new wrinkle this year. Frozen Fury. There'll be a Kings fantasy camp at Frozen Fury. Meanwhile, Randy Andrioff had Edom lined up. Edom got rid of the puck, however. Far side, comes down low. Looking for a centering feed. Did not get through. Bartasak pops up over the net, near corner. Behind the net, Whitney, another hand pass coming up. 1:11 remaining on the penalty to Ebert. 3-1 LA here in the second. So fantasy camp. Back at Las Vegas here. Of course, you can get a couple of VIP passes to the Kings Avalanche and Kings Rangers games. Able to take the ice and have a pool party with a lot of VIPs within the Kings organization.
All we can say is bring your Speedo.
Just outside of LA's end, that's going to be Campagna winning the draw, chipping it all the way back to John Gibson. Yeah,
it's going to be a fun time there. A lot of special things, and then you talk about, the Frozen Fury is always good. Fantasy camp there, the outdoor game being played at Dodger Stadium. A lot of great things for the Kings season this year.
And on top of that, should be another strong team. Shot from the top of the point. Save made by Bartasak. Knocked it down with his glove. Ducks couldn't handle the rebound right out in front. Kicked aside on the on-angle shot by Nazin. Rebound, shot just wide on the shot by Lagionaire. Near corner, Leslie as the Ducks applying pressure here. 37 seconds left in the power play. Right side, shot, blocked. Good job there by O'Neill, blocking that shot and clearing it himself.
Yeah, O'Neill did a great job staying patient there. Neeson from the blue line. He popped he cocked his stick like he was going to shoot, and the Kings did not move from that position at all. They stayed in that shooting lane, and because they did that, that patience paid off. The second attempt from Neeson coming back from the blue line hits him square in the pads. He's able to get it out easily.
So this Los Angeles Kings team going to check in. They have the physicals. Training camp starts on Wednesday, back on the ice on Thursday, and all of a sudden right into action with some split squad games on Sunday against the Phoenix Coyotes, and here we go once again.
Yeah, you talk about, John, not a lot of changes for the Kings, but I think there's some really good competition going on for a couple of the positions. You look back in the blue line, the absence of Rob Scuderi. Schultz was added to that part of the hockey club, and you've got a healthy Willie Mitchell, Matt Green healthy. So I think the defensive position is going to be a very competitive one. And then you look at the guys up front. I think some of the young players, Andrioff, he's looking to take that step. Tyler Toffoli's looking to become a permanent in the NHL, and there should be some great competition go on once they take to the ice on Thursday.
And that's the key. Competition makes every one of those battles better. Here comes LA, right wing side shot, save made by Gibson. A little bit of a shove there wouldn't say a shove, but driving hard to the net. Nick Shore, again, a thing that you like to see by somebody who's going to be about to take his first step in the professional game, something that they'll be looking for. Shore driving hard to the net.
Yeah, it's one of those simple things, and because Nick Shore does drive to the net like you talked about, John, that opens up a little bit more time for McLeese going down that right side. Takes a little bit of the focus away. That allows the shooter to be able to get that shot through, and he did exactly what he tried to do. The guys that can execute that play to a T, what they do is they put it off the far pad of the goaltender. That creates the rebound. But John Gibson here, the goaltender, the big body, he gets down, makes the save, and just as Bartosak did earlier, didn't give up a second chance.
Mark Morris had some good things to say about Cam McLeese. Back after the win in Anaheim on Saturday evening, he said, "He's grown on me. Thought he was very thorough. He's a responsible guy, and oftentimes you can just tell by body language how in step a guy is or how in tune he is with what's going on out there." So an intuitive player. Puck back in the Anaheim end, backhanded by Gibson. Over in the, can't really call it the near corner, but over in the left wing corner.
Everything's near in this building.
Everything's near. It's a good environment here. It was great to see over, the enormous crowd back in Anaheim on Saturday evening, and it was a beautiful, beautiful day. A lot of fans back in the building as well. Meanwhile, we have a penalty here. Puck up over the glass, it looks like. So LA will be going back on the power play. They already have a power play goal. But here it's a unique atmosphere here for Kings fans here at Toyota Sports Center. I remember the Phoenix Coyotes rookie games a couple of years ago, and it gets loud in this building. Great place for hockey.
It sure does. Everybody is right on top of it, and I think probably from a fan's perspective, they get more of an appreciation to see the speed of the game. A lot of times you get into the big buildings and you don't realize how quick these guys are moving or how big these guys are. So a good chance at that, and that puts the Kings on the power play now. Again, the 3-1 lead, 6:12 left here in the second period. And a face-off will start off down deep in the Ducks' zone.
Wheel wins it back to Miller. Miller over to the far side. That's going to be Leslie. Some nice skating there, back towards Miller. Miller now back over to his left side. Here's Brandon Kozin. Quick shot, near side, deflects up off of the goaltender and Gibson and out of play. Now Brandon Kozin, he was somebody back as he was from Los Angeles, played in the West Valley Wolves program, eventually moved to Calgary, spent a year at Shattuck St. Mary's in Minnesota as well before he played 1 year in the AJHL and joined the Calgary Hitmen. Just an elusive skater, great stick handling, good puck skills.
Yeah, one of those guys that can play in traffic. He does a great job. He's got a good shot and had a very good year last year at Manchester with 26 goals, 56 points in 74 games.
Meanwhile, loose puck near side, unable to get a shot off of the long rebound. A couple of Kings, looked like Wheel was one. Well, there might have been Colin Miller. Or excuse me, Brandon Kozin, who we were just talking about. That's going to be Leslie. Outlet pass off the skate of Wheel, corrals it. Wheel stick handling, chips it left side. It ends up deep behind the net. Wheel backhands it out in front, loose puck, shot just wide by Andrioff on a good chance there. There's a battle for the puck. Over to Gibson's left. Back to the right point. Leslie off the board, simple play, good job there as he gets it to Andrioff. Stick handles, now over the left side. Back to Andrioff. Andrioff, that's going to be far side Leslie. Controls the puck, leaves it once again for Andrioff. I like that give and go. Back to Wheel with a blast on the one-timer. And a good save there made by Gibson. Behind the net once again. As the puck is going to be covered up there by Gibson. We have a stoppage here. 42 seconds remaining here on this LA power play. 4:53 remaining in the second. 3-1 LA. Some really good puck movement there, and you can tell what they're being taught, that was being put into use there. It's good puck movement.
That's exactly right. Anytime that you can see what the coaches are trying to implement in practice, you know the guys are absorbing what's going on. And credit to those guys. They played with each other last year in Manchester. Jordan Wheel with the patience. He finds a soft spot up there in the high slot area. Having the confidence in his teammate there, Andy Andrioff, that he's going to be able to find him. He knows exactly where he's going to be. He unloads with that shot. And the goaltender, Gibson, does a nice job at reacting, getting a piece of it, preventing the Kings from going up 4-1.
Anaheim able to get it back into the neutral zone after winning the draw. Right wing side, the LA end. Edom drops it for Raquel. Pass broken up. Here comes LA. While Emerson Edom was known for his shorthanded goals back in the WHL. Keatson with a shot, as that was deflected wide of the net, left corner. Well, back behind the net once again. That's going to be Kubalik battling for it. Kitson is now over in the left wing hash marks. As it ends up behind the net once again. Alex Roach also out there on that left point. That's going to be Ebert to Roach. Roach, top of the left circle, wrist shot, deflects up and over the net. Loose puck comes down to Gibson's right, back to Alex Roach, winds up a shot that's blocked, still battling for it. Anaheim back at full strength. They have a 2-on-1, left wing side. That's going to be a wrist shot. That's a good job getting down by Nick Ebert and blocking that Emerson Edom wrist shot.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's very difficult, especially when you're outnumbered in that situation. Anaheim with an outnumbered attack 2-on-1, but the timing by Ebert was perfect, and he was able to take away not only the passing lane with a stick, he gets in the lane of the shot, not even a shot on goal, an odd man attack for the Ducks.
Emerson Edom was actually a teammate of Lyndon Vase back with the Medicine Hat Tigers. They were also a teammate with Hunter Shinkarik, who was selected by the Vancouver Canucks this previous June. Puck back in the neutral zone as Anaheim able to bring it back into the LAN, trying to get that one deep. Now near side, and it's going to be Matt Kuyver. Kuyver over to the far side, that's Forbert. Forbert, a member of the North Dakota Fighting Sioux. Over the near side, that's left wing, as Forbert played with Matt Fratton over at the Fighting Sioux. Matt Fratton will be making his Kings debut. Another person that I'm excited to watch this coming training camp. Yeah, and the Kings, I think, in acquiring Fratton there from Toronto, here's a player with a lot of upside, a lot of potential. Probably going to get a good look with guys like Richards and Carter come training camp. And if he's able to fit into that top 6 or top 9 forward position and provide maybe 12, 15, 17 goals, that's going to help the Kings' offensive output. Meanwhile, centering feed, backhanded off the inside of the post, and it stays out. Great opportunity there for the Ducks forward. Lagunier. Here's Brandon Kozun on the other end of the ice. Kozun tops of the circles. On his backhand, trying to get it deep. Spins around. Able to send it back behind the net. Andrioff battling now. Behind Gibson. Andrioff to the right point. Touch pass near side. Blast by Miller. And that's off the skate. The Ducks defender deflects and comes back into the neutral zone. Right wing side. There's Wagner trying to step around Leslie. Couldn't do so. Good positioning there. On that far side of the ice. Anaheim maintaining possession. Centering pass. Good chance here. Shot just wide of the net on the opportunity by Stefan Nazin. Nazin centering feed. Miller breaks it up. Miller now battles near side. It's going to come loose. Miller keeps swatting at it and sends it off of Kozun back into the neutral zone. And here comes Whitney for Anaheim. Whitney unable to make it past the blue line. He was tripped up, and that's going to be a penalty here against LA. Anaheim back on the power play. Kings leading 3-1, 1:40 left here in the second period. Well, last couple of minutes here, Anaheim is trying to turn it up a notch, get themselves to within 1 or tie the game before the teams go into the intermission. Lagunier with a good patient move coming around the goaltender, trying to sweep it around Bartosak on the backhand. Bartosak moving from his right to his left. He came across, patiently holding the position, but again, the forward Lagunier did a great job hanging on, beat the goaltender, got it around his foot. Goaltender's best friend, in this case, here's the goalpost, and the score remains 3-1 for the Kings. Anaheim on the power play with 1:40 left here in the second. Bartosak will be playing 2 periods tonight. Third period will be Matthias Niederberger. So it's a good challenge. Final minute and 40 of his time here in this game. As Anaheim has a power play here. Andrioff off for tripping. Ducks with the puck, trying to breaking out to their own end. Wide to his left, drop back. And now through the neutral zone. There's Edom, top of the point now. Here is going to be Lindholm with a shot. Save made, loose puck, sent back behind the net again by Lindholm. As it ends up in the far corner. Edom on his backhand. Edom trying to backhand at left point. Chip deep once again. And it's going to be taken once again by Raquel. Raquel centering feed, shot, save made on a good opportunity down low by Smith-Pelly. And again, Patrick Bartosak. It would come up big. A lot of times you talk about the best penalty killer on the ice has to be your goaltender. Ton of big saves tonight so far by Patrick Bartosak. Yeah, he's been very active throughout the course of the game, and he's had a lot of work through 40 minutes of play. He's keeping himself square with the puck, and that is the key. His lateral movement has been very good. He's pushing strong, not showing any signs of fatigue. Again, knowing he's only got 1 minute in, he'd like 1 minute left in his play. He'd like to close out here strong and give his team at least a 3-1 lead going into the third period. Ducks win the draw near side. Lagunier. Lagunier, left point to the top of the point, gets back into the neutral zone as Nick Shore provides pressure and takes the puck away. Nick Shore once again able to center the feed. Good job there on the penalty kill. As you're now being able to see some of Nick Shore's skill set. Somebody that's tough to play against. Very smart player. Very strong positionally. As once again, he intercepts a pass and is able to backhand it deep. 46 seconds remaining on the Andrioff penalty. Less than 25 seconds remaining in the second period. Kings with a 2-goal lead. As it comes near side, right wing, centering feed broken up. And McLeese able to get it all the way back into the Anaheim end. 13 seconds remain in the period. Now over to the right wing. Here comes Whitney, centering pass. Nazin right back to Whitney. Pass didn't get through. Kings try to clear, can't do so. 5 seconds left, and LA will ice the puck and take a 3-1 lead into the second period.
A good job there by the Kings again. This penalty kill has been extremely strong, not only in this game, but going back to the first exhibition game the other day in Anaheim. Patrick Bartosak, a very strong game through 40 minutes of play. Haven't got the official on how many shots. He saw 15 in the first period. Some good grade A scoring chances. He was solid here again in the second period. Only surrendering to 1 goal. That was a redirection. You can't fault him on that one. So he did his job, and now Mark Morris has got to get his team focused on killing off the remainder of the penalty to start the third period. They'll have 20 seconds left in the penalty against Andrioff. And then you want to make sure you don't get yourself in any more penalty trouble the rest of the game. You want to start playing a little bit more in the offensive zone, knowing that there's going to be a goaltending change for the Kings. You don't want to have him to take on that workload, not having had any warm-up coming into this third period.